Welcome to Sideline Sports, where we give you an up-close and personal look at the teams, coaches, and athletes that make up the Columbia Basin. Here's your host, Jeff Slakey.
Hello and welcome to another Sideline Sports. It's playoff football. Royal coasts to quarterfinals with a win over Freeman. Moses Lake fights hard for a spot in the quarterfinals against Gonzaga Prep. And after dominating the high school scene, a Freda golfer is heading to Wazoo.
This portion of Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
Allstead Real Estate, a name you can trust. The expectation in Royal is another state title, and Freeman learned the hard way how serious they are about it.
The Royal Knights hosted the Freeman Scotties in the first round of 1A state playoff action. Royal dominated every aspect of the game, scoring on defense and special teams with a punt return. Sawyer Jenks and Corbin Christensen got to work early in the game, with Jenks throwing for 3 touchdowns in the first half, 2 of them to Christensen. In the second half, a few bad snaps and unlucky plays kept the offense from scoring, but a pick 6 by Alonzo Hernandez gave Royal a score in the second half. Royal's defense was the star of the show, suffocating Freeman and allowing less than a yard per play. The Scotties accounted for just 44 yards on 47 offensive plays throughout the game. Royal won 35-0, but after the game, Coach Wiley Allred wished his offense would have caught more breaks in the second half.
I think with the defense playing like they was, our defense was, that was going to be tough sledding. So it was more frustrating for us not to continue and finish in the end zone.
Royal will next play Okanagan, a team that, like Royal, went undefeated this season. The game will be held in Wenatchee at the Apple Bowl. I'm Adam Chikoski for Fiber One Sports.
Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
Cheryl Konos Farmers Insurance is your local one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, and farm and ranch, Cheryl and Farmers are here for you. She'll work to put together a package that fits your needs no matter how big or small. She's right here in Ephrata. Please stop by for a free quote at 858 Basin Street Southwest or call 509-754-2550.
Moses Lake had a tough matchup when Gonzaga Prep came to town. They gave it their all.
Moses Lake Chiefs football team put up a good fight on their home field against the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups in the first round of playoffs. Gonzaga opened up the scoring within the first 2 minutes of the game with a long yard pass play, and Moses Lake trailed right behind them with their next drive down the field. At halftime, the Chiefs were only down by 1 score. Prep ended the third quarter the same way that they would start the fourth, with a rushing touchdown and a good extra point. They raised the score 35-14. Moses Lake wouldn't give up the fight, however, and scored in the last 3 minutes of the game, closing the deficit 35-21. Moses Lake saw the end of their season undefeated in their division and with a 7-3 overall record.
Yeah, it's we had a target on our back all year, and the kids responded really well and came out and played hard every week. And we had some tough non-conference games early, and and then those kids learned from those and finished out the season 6-0 until we hit Gonzaga.
Gonzaga Prep, who is 9-2, will play Richland, who is 11-0, and won their first round of playoff games against West Valley Yakima 62-28. I'm Madison Meyer with iFiber One Sports.
This portion of Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
Golfing phenom Kennedy Peters could have gone in lots of directions in her golfing career, but she's choosing to stay in state.
Ephrata is sending an athlete to a Division I college, and she's staying in the state. Ephrata golfer Kennedy Peters signed her letter of intent to attend Washington State University and will receive a Division I scholarship in the process.
You looked at all of your options, and it was just so clear that this was the right step to get me to where I, want to go and want to be. It was not only the golf and what they had to offer, it was just the environment and the coach and just the atmosphere, really, and I think that plays a huge role into where, people decide to go.
Peters has been a dominating force on the fairway ever since her time as a freshman, when she won the 2A state championship by 19 strokes and led the 2015 Tigers to a state championship for the first time in 22 years. Since then, Peters continued to build on her promise she showed as a freshman. As a sophomore, she was invited to compete in the A&A Junior Inspirational, a prestigious event where only the best of the best get invited. Peters was the only one invited from Washington State. As a sophomore, Peters took second in state by only 1 stroke behind Morgan Baum from East Valley Yakima, still holding a solid 10-stroke lead on third. The team also secured second place in state. As a junior, she reclaimed her crown as the state champion, beating Baum by 9 strokes. As a senior, she hopes to only improve as a golfer.
I'm really prepared and setting everything in stone and finishing on a good note, and that's just really important, I think, this year.
I'm Adam Chikoski for iFiber One Sports.
Other scores in football: Richland 62, West Valley Yakima 28. Sela 35, Black Hills 0, Steilacoom 28, Othello 26. In soccer, Wenatchee 1, Chiawana 0, Kennedy Catholic 1, Wenatchee 0, and Cascade 2, Overlake 0. In volleyball, Elmira Cooley Heartline 3, Quilcene 2, Burlington Edison 3, Linden 1 in the 2A championship. And in the 4A championship for volleyball, Auburn Riverside 3, Meade 2. Our game of the week: the Royal Knights are determined to win a 3rd state title in a row, but the road there won't be an easy one. Next on the schedule is undefeated Okanagan, who hasn't been challenged much this season. Royal boasts the same undefeated record, but has a much more difficult schedule to pair with. None of that matters this weekend, though, when they square off. The Knights' defense has been stifling all season long. They'll need to play tough this week, and the offense will need to play mistake-free for the Knights to advance to the semis. Upcoming games in football: it's West Valley Spokane at Sela, Richland at Gonzaga Prep, and Colville at Newport. In soccer, Kennedy Catholic at Central Valley, Columbia River at White River, and LaSalle at Cascade. This has been another presentation of Sideline Sports. I'm Jeff Slakey.